All right, so the election is over. So yes, it was important to exercise our civic duty yesterday in participating in the election. Some of us were excited because the candidates we voted for got voted in. Some of us are bummed out because they didn't. What I say is, so what? We have so much work to do as individuals, with our sphere of influence and also our community. We give government way too much credit as to how it affects our daily lives. We don't give ourselves enough credit for the power that we have to positively influence ourselves and therefore our communities and the community around us. So these are just a few different thoughts that I have in terms of ourself, the work we do, and also our community. When it comes to ourself, that's the first part where we can probably do the most work. If we become a better person, then in working on our spiritual, our mental, and our physical development, if we get to be better people in that regard, the world around us actually gets better. Okay, I'm not talking about getting better by acquiring personal things. I'm talking about getting better as a person, developing ourselves. So that's number one. Okay, number two is your work. No matter what you do, you affect people in the work that you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay, if you are flipping burgers at McDonald's, you may think that is a trivial task. If you are doing work, make the best damn burger you can make. Okay, if you're sweeping the floor in the warehouse, sweep the floor to your best of your abilities. If you see a piece of tape stuck on the floor, pick the piece of tape up. If you're doing this, you're going to feel better about the day that you do. You're going to put 100% of work in. Your customer is going to be happier. Your boss is going to be happier. And who knows, that may end up having a ripple effect in somebody else's life and in your community. Okay. It also sets an example for your coworkers. Nobody feels good when they're working next to somebody who has a poor attitude and puts in a half-assed effort. Okay, so that's your work. Okay, number three is your community. We are in Rochester, New York. We have one of the highest child poverty rates in the country. Poverty is our biggest issue. We have a community that needs you and it can benefit from your expertise and also your efforts and energies. So instead of trying to think that all of the solution to all the world's problems resides in City Hall, in Albany, and in DC, you're very, very mistaken. Okay, we have a community that needs you. There's something you can bring to the table, and there's a certain way that you can use your passions to benefit our community. So that's the third thing there. Yes, it's important to vote in closing, but I think that we are not giving ourselves enough credit as individuals in influencing ourselves, our workplace, and our community, and how we can make the world a better place. Because after all, if you think that way, all right, and you behave that way, and everybody behaves that way, it's pay it forward. It's going to have a positive effect on the world. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this has helped you as it's helped me.